In this construction, you are going to learn how to find the geometric mean given two other segments. So as you may recall from previous learning, to find the geometric mean of anything, we set up a little proportion, as you can see here at the top of the screen. In this case, we can set up A and B as my extremes with the goal of finding my geometric mean, in this case, the same value of x. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw a line that will allow us to copy segments A and B onto that line. I'm going to draw it closer to the bottom of the space that I have on the paper, because you'll see a lot of the work that we'll do will be above that segment. So I'm going to go ahead and draw it, just a line, making sure, again, we have enough room to fit both A and B. So we're going to go ahead and copy A and B onto this segment. And we'll do, again, the same copying construction here for B. Making sure, again, B is end to end with segment A. Now, as points of reference here, we are going to throw in some endpoints and some labels here for our intersecting points here. We'll call, since this is the beginning of segment A, we'll call that X. For the sake of the steps here in our example, we'll call the end of this entire combination here of segment A and B combined, we'll call that Y. And then here at this marking, we will call it Z. So once you have A and B copied and aligned next to each other here, we're going to go ahead and find the midpoint of these two segments combined. So to find the midpoint, we're going to use our perpendicular bisector construction, but again, solely just to find the midpoint portion of it. So set your compass. Again, we can put it on X. Make your arc above. Make your arc below. Keep your compass the same width and go ahead and flip it over to Y. Do the same thing. Make sure we get that here on the screen. You can see the same markings here, top and bottom. And again, all we need is the midpoint. We don't need the entire line here, so I'm just going to make a little marking where the midpoint is, and we will call this M. Once we have our midpoint, what we're going to do here is we're going to use it to draw a semicircle, which will ultimately allow us to find the geometric mean. So to draw that semicircle, again, if M is the midpoint, that means it's equidistant from both X and Y. So set your compass so that M is the center. Again, we can go from Y. And again, you want to draw semicircle. And again, it should pass through X as well if you set it up correctly and did the midpoint construction correctly, which we can see we did here. So now the final piece to this here is we are going to go ahead and create a perpendicular line that passes through XY at the point Z. So once again, this refers to a previous construction that you learned about how to construct a perpendicular line to a given point. So we're going to set our compass here at Z. We are going to make our two little arcs as points of reference. And then from those arcs, we'll go make our two above and two below. Now, what I want to draw in here, I don't necessarily need the whole perpendicular line. What I'm just looking for is the geometric mean. So again, I am going to line everything up, but the part that I'm going to draw in is solely from point Z all the way to where I intersect at my semicircle. And I will call that intersection point P. This segment right here, that's your geometric mean. So within the sake of this proportion, segment PZ is equal to X. and PZ would be the segment that would serve as your geometric mean.